The end is near. Armies of chaos march to the land, burning and killing everything in their path. The last alliance of free man was forced to back down to lands around grave of legendary hero Xmil. Even though there seems to be no hope left for us, we have to believe opportunity may arise, and C-Mola may be able to find some AI abuse to overcome this impossible map. But seriously, DontTalk said that this map may be unbeatable on hard mode. Even though you have an ally in the middle, he thinks that it could have possibly been, before I played it at least, that it was unbeatable. Even though this is, as you can see by version 1.5, it says difficulty reduced. The objective of the map is to, if we look at the top left, I made it red just so you can see this player here and the player on the right, which I just made yellow. We only need to destroy their main buildings, but we first have to destroy player 10's town hall in order to do that, because there's a script that will automatically repair, not builders repair, just the script itself is going to repair the buildings when you hit on any of the buildings, not just the main buildings of either of these two players, until player 10's town hall is destroyed. But the caveat is, when you destroy this town hall, then it's going to create at least 3 extra waves of barbarians, more than what you're going to get already. And the first one's within 3 minutes after you destroyed it, so you can decide when you want to be attacked, basically. And these barbarians, they come after the nearest unit rather than the nearest building. If we look at the script for this map, and on unit attacked, you can ignore this one. God is a specific unit, and it's not barbarians in general, so ignore that part. But if the unit type is 23, so if we go to raise page for scripting and we go to lookup tables, the barbarian, if they're barbarian and they're owned by players 16 or 18, you have to add 1 to them when you compare it with the map editor. Then based on a random number generator, if that random number, which is going to be a decimal between 0 and 1, if it's less than or equal to Chaos Warrior, which I come here, Chaos Warrior is set to 0.25. So this means that 25% of the time, their hit points is going to be increased by some random amount. So if you don't destroy all of these buildings within 3 minutes of destroying that town hall, then considering that the barbarians have extra hit points given to them, whatever armies you have here to try to destroy these buildings, they're going to get killed. As you can see, there's going to be barbarians come out of these 2 locations, spawned by a script. So you got the timing for the first one. Well, they first come attack at around 12 minutes and 30 seconds, but it's not really an attack you have to worry about. So it's technically the second. By an hour and 15 minutes, they're going to come again. So that's the timings for those who want to know. If we take a look at this group of knights, for example, and imagine the barbarian being the one in the middle. There was one time that I surrounded a barbarian from this map with Vagabond. Not that they're very powerful, but they're mounted units. They've got 2 attack each, and they were all hitting at him from all directions for several seconds, and he didn't die until several seconds after the fact. I fast forwarded some. You missed the 2 attacks from the blue player. There might have been 3, but I think it was just 2. Yeah, they lasted a long time, didn't they? Okay, so now we're at hour and 15 minutes. Here comes the barbarians. Yeah, so an hour and 15 minutes on hard mode, then the player gets defeated by them. DontTalk told me in the original version, he had it at 60% of the time when the barbarians, their hit points would be increased. So how about I go ahead and just temporarily change that to 0.6 to make it 60% of the time that this happens. Easy, let's see what happens. Okay, now we're approaching the time when the barbarians are gonna come. Look pretty harmless to me. Okay, this is hard mode. Oh, it looks like you're getting attacked by the blue player and the barbarians. Look at that. Look how long they last. Wow. They're almost gone at 44 minutes because I changed this to 0.6, and this is where DontTalk said it used to be in the original version. I'll change it back to 0.25. So the blue players that attacked didn't really have any hit point advantage. The attacks may have been more frequent on hard mode. And just overall, this map is not a map that someone can beat in the casual way. There's just no way you can do that, and especially not without saves. Just to be absolutely clear for those who don't want to be frustrated with a map like this, and DontTalk actually decided to take this off of knightstavern. It used to be on there, but he took it off because he said it was too hard, and I told him after playing this map a little bit and after I finished it, I kind of hinted that maybe he should put it back on. There might be players out there like me who want to play this in an unconventional way and have fun with it, but I'll respect his choice that he decided to take it off because it is difficult. He said that this map, well, at least the original version of it, maybe not this one in particular, not only were these barbarians that come out of here given extra hit points 60% of the time, he had the weights with other aspects of the map heavier, making it more difficult. This is a single player map. It kind of looks like a co-op map that you're on the right side, that maybe there should be a left location, but there isn't. But this is the build location. I'll talk about that later. But on the top left here and on the top right, you see there's 2 purple storehouses. There's going to be 3 groups of barbarians that are going to be your enemy. And if you kill them, then you will unlock this player, and this player will become orange like your AI ally here. So anyway, you're going to have to think about the order in which you do things. You have to think smart and build well, and you're going to have to abuse the AI. It's just plain and simple. You're going to have to abuse the AI somehow in order to win this map. So for those who don't want to see my replay, I understand. I'll tell you a little bit more about the map, and then you can stop watching and it's fine. For those who don't want to watch my replay, I'm just going to give you a heads up that the leftmost and rightmost players, even though they don't defend the players in the middle, it's not DontTalk style to have players that don't defend other players. It's kind of strange. But maybe he figured this map is hard as it is, and so maybe that's why he didn't enlarge their defense radii to come to at least parts of the towns of people in the middle. Yeah, they don't reach it. But at 1 hour and 23 minutes and 20 seconds or so, both of these players are going to send an attack of 3 to 5 groups of knights each to attack the nearest building. So it'll be like the Shattered Kingdom Mission 20 attacks when you wait for 4 hours or 5 hours in the original game. So it's not a small attack, and it's going to happen in 1 hour and 23 minutes. But towards the beginning, there's going to be attacks from these 2 players in front and the barbarians that come out of here. But as a bonus, 15 minutes after you destroy the town hall, the fallen hero Ixmel is going to resurrect or appear with a script. As you can see, he's invincible and he kills on the first hit. And he's gonna go hunt the nearest unit. He'll go through the entire map and kill every unit on the map, including those that leave their houses, recruits in the towers, everybody. And if you watch past the replay, which I'll provide in the video description, in this particular game, since I finished it so early, you have to fast forward to see what happens and how long it takes him to kill everybody on the map. I think at 3 hours and 12 minutes he finishes doing that. So it would help if it was sooner than 15 minutes, especially for those who want to play this casually, so that maybe the goal would be just to, even before going to destroy the buildings, just sneak in here and do something. I mean, it wouldn't be totally casual, but it would be more realistic to win if you can just destroy this, and within a few minutes, Ixmel would resurrect from this grave here, come and help you and your orange AI ally to defend from your enemy. And so the reason why I'm sharing this map with y'all is because it's unique. It has a unique goal, and in order to accomplish that goal, you need to have other goals on top of that. So you can try it out for those who aren't bothered with AI abuse and playing in an unconventional way. But he said that the original version was probably harder than Border of Life. He was pretty certain of it. Maybe it could be, I'm not sure, but from what I can see, I really doubt it. It might have been of equal difficulty, but this map right now, not the original one, version 1.5, if I was going to give it a difficulty rating out of 10, where Border of Life would be a 10 out of 10, I would give this maybe 7.5, somewhere around there. A map that this kind of reminds me of is the City of the Scorching Sun. You see the enemy that you have to destroy their main buildings, it's kind of shaped like that. But this map, City of the Scorching Sun, the AI players are better synced together, so to speak, and defended by surrounding villages. The defense is stronger with this one, but the waves attack later than in Vigil for a Fallen Hero. If you're wondering when I would rate this out of 10, I would give it a 6. And so like 1 out of 10 is like the Shattered Kingdom Mission 2, the easiest of the easiest. You know, I give it a 1. It's just that easy. And Border of Life, for those who haven't seen any videos on this map, I give this one a 10. You know, definitely it is as hard as it can get. If the map is beatable, you know, if the map is unbeatable, then of course it's going to be harder. But if it's actually beatable, then yeah, this map, it's a 10. Not only based on its difficulty, but how hard it was for me to figure it out. But if you haven't seen any of the videos I have on this map, then go check them out. Alright, so now I'm going to show the replay. Here we go. This is my first and maybe my last time playing this map. It's not that the map is bad, it's just there's nothing really to do. I think I mastered it already the first time. Because I played Border of Life recently. Kind of played with the same intensity. But I was originally going to go for the gold on the right in this area here because you can put 4 gold mines on these mountains. A lot of open slots despite it's a small mountain, but I'm going to go for these instead. There's 2 available slots here. And I'm going to go for the iron up here because it's going to last longer with all that extra coal. I'm going to go for the town hall. So I need this coal for gold. I don't want to use it all for, and I could have used this coal I guess, but I just ultimately decided to go up, and maybe it's better to go right here because you can build 3 iron mines here and just 1 extra here, and I didn't even use this one. I'm going to later use these 2 iron mine slots, but let me go back a little bit so you can see. I'm going to build the market here like I always do. This is a nice spot. I talk about it in my Romance of the Three Kingdoms video. I show an image of the optimal position to put your market to have them trade as fast as possible. Because what I want to do is I'm trading food and I want to build the inn, but I want to finish trading all the food first before I build the inn. So you want to make it as fast as possible so that they, and they're going up, right? So that they can put food in the inn before people start starving. This is what I typically will do in most maps, is I'm going to trade wine barrels for tree trunks. I may or may not trade sausage for corn, but in this one I don't think I did. No, I didn't. So I'm going to go for town hall units as soon as my second metallurgist is built. My AI ally may have already gotten attacked, but he will definitely around 41 minutes by those barbarians that get spawned by the script. I'm going to have 2 bakeries at the start and the stables. I'm going to have a 3rd bakery later because I was experiencing food problems, and I even traded some gold for bread loaves at the end because I was kind of running low because I had to start feeding some armies too, and I don't usually do that. My games are fast enough. But an hour and 35 minutes is longer than even Border of Life. I haven't played a map recently, co-op or single player, that I took longer than that. But still, this was long enough that I need to worry about food because I ultimately had 70 serfs to run this place. I probably could have used more, but 80 would be safe, but I think it would be a little bit too many. Alright, so my town hall is up. What I want to do is I want to put the AI trap here. I only can put 1 unit behind this fence, but I can put another fence right here, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put some traps there to start this off, because what I want to do, it's 37 minutes. At 41 minutes, 42 minutes around there, that's when the barbarians are going to first be spawned from here to come attack my orange ally, and I want to be able to keep him alive because I'm going to use him to take out these armies just small chunks at a time so that he doesn't get overwhelmed. So I'm going to slow down the game a little bit now that the town is built pretty much. Yeah, I started with iron late, but I did trade sausage for these iron weapons here, as you can see. I usually would have traded for horses, but I didn't. So I started the stable early enough, and the iron starts late enough that it's one stable will be enough to supply, at least for right now. I'm going to be trading some axes for horses later. But this is how I started off, and I mean, if you see this, it's like, how can you see anything? But I will typically reveal the fog so I can see what's happening. But this is the first batch, so I have a rogue in here. I did a Link Before Dead. If you haven't seen my previous video with the co-op map Fighting the Landlord, I have really good footage in there and examples of what I mean by Link Before Dead and AI traps, or me and DontTalk are calling them fly traps, and how they work. But it's very simple. You can go take a look at it. It's in the commentary part of the video, so the first half of that video. I will take the crossbowmen here because they won't get lured out with the Link Before Dead. And this is the barbarians, and I wanted to not waste them, but I'm gonna lose 2 instead of 1. But that's the way it seems to work, because the way the barbarian groups are coming up, this is one group, and then beneath it's another group, and the same for the other side. So they get to them too quickly that I have to use one to get both sides and then another one to get both sides, and that's all it takes. So if you do this, you can just put a AI trap on the right side, or maybe you can find one on the left side, maybe this spot right here. It might attract them, I don't know, it's kind of close to them, that's why I chose this side. I was looking at the defense radius for this player and it didn't come this far, and it would definitely matter if the crossbowmen their defense radius would be here, because this trap wouldn't work. They would come and kill them and destroy the fence. But the crossbowman's defense radius wasn't that large. This was a good spot. But originally I found a spot over here that fits more than 1 unit, unlike these which only fit 1 unit each. I will eventually switch to them once they starve to death. I fed them before I put them in here, so if you ever make fly traps, as me and DontTalk call them, make sure you feed them first. So when you see my replay, I train the rogue and the vagabond as soon as gold is put in here, so that they get hungry a little bit so that I can feed them when it's time. If you see my video on farm efficiency, you'll see that some of these farms are very efficient. The only one that is optimal is the left one here. This one's very close to it. It's just 1 field away from being optimal. I would have put the field here, but I couldn't because the snow. But otherwise it would have been the right optimal farm. This one's pretty close, but because this quarry's here, I had to sacrifice a little bit of efficiency. I think this is over 80. It's 80 something, not 81, but 80 point something. Because optimal is 81.85. And this is 80 as well. Even though it looks strange, I will build the second inn sooner or later, so just in case you don't see it, I'm telling you now. But in the meantime, I just keep making Link Before Deads to both of these players to prevent them from attacking. But I'm going to go for this right player. I need to get rid of these crossbowmen because it helps. This is player 13, my target player right now. And as long as I get rid of these backups, so that when I get rid of these crossbowmen in the inside, they won't get replaced. That's why I'm taking them out. And very little recruit production. There is some by one. This guy has 3 schools, okay? And 1 is running. That's it. And it runs on occasion. It's just a certain amount of recruits in there, and it will train them very slowly. When they're even in there, it's going to train them very slowly. So it reminded me of a single player map. I mean, it is a single player map, but the way this looks overall, it's like, isn't this a co-op map? But it's not. Yeah, so here I go again. Yeah, so I had iron production up earlier. My stables is being fed consistent corn, so it's not a problem that I have 1, because he's fed so often that it's still a decent amount of horses. And that's the key thing, is to have efficient farms or have enough farms. If you see my farm efficiency video, there's a little tool in there to tell you how many farms you need based on how efficient they are to power or fuel the stables, mill, and swine farm, or any combination thereof, any number of them. You just type it in that spreadsheet tool and it will tell you. This is the first time that I built 2 town halls in a map just for traffic, but it's not really important. But I'm going to go for these trees here. Soon enough though, I'm going to free up the right AI player. I have 2 fences here. I'm gonna just put 3 knight here and bring this rogue behind them and just do the normal thing that I do to kill units, even though I'm not gonna get in contact with most of the non-ranged. I'm just gonna bring them to these fly traps to starve to death and just to stay out of the way, be stuck into the Simola black hole, so to speak. But this is how I take care of this player. It was difficult to get in here and do what I'm about to do, but this was a notable thing about this map, something new to see, perhaps. Something unique about this replay. So I had a surf, I took advantage of that, and not to get too sidetracked, but when you put a fly trap, I don't know if you've seen my hour and 33-minute 55-second speed run War of Life of late, but it starts to tax the AI because the serfs are going to go feed the troops that are hungry that are in the trap. And that way, I can kill the serfs here constantly to weaken and keep these villages weak, and to reduce recruit production. And even though I'm not going to go for this left player at all, you'll see in a little while that all these troops will be gone from the front because I lure them out, and they won't be replenished for some time because I'm consistently killing that player's serfs as well as the other player's serfs that are coming here. I'm just going to put some units there. No AI player defends right here, but I just want to trigger some of their attention to get some of these units out from the main player that I need to destroy his buildings, but it also gets rid of all the non-ranged units in here except for these pikemen. But this is the key thing, and I'll show it again just in case I missed it. But they're refilling. I had to reload saves, of course, for that. But it was very neat that I could put some units right here on this road, and I had to shake off that one, but right here, right by the road, and sometimes kill the serfs before they could go there. But as you can see, I made an effort to hit a building so that these laborers will go and repair. And therefore, when you kill the laborers or any unit that's not a serf, as I mentioned in the video about the co-op, fight the landlord, any unit that is not a serf, just kill them, and it will limit the amount of serfs that get retrained. These villages, though, they have a low serf count, and they're going to go down to 24 or so. Like this one's going to go down to 24 until it starts training serfs. So it was challenging in that way that the recruit production was not hurt by me killing all these serfs until now. You see now it's +1. I don't think anything is happening in my village right now. I just build some woodcutters on occasion. But I'm going to be attacking them soon, as soon as I put some knights here. Yeah, they're still, I'm still going into here before I get to them, but I'll try not to miss that. Yeah, but this sword fighter group here, that's stationed here, is relentless. So I had to keep drawing them out. And the defense radius of this sword fighter group doesn't span this far. So it's good design. I mean, this is DontTalk's map, so it was good design. There was nothing wrong with that. But you can see here, I didn't kill him. I brought him out of the town to get out some of the crossbowmen too. But ultimately, I guess what I decided to do was to do Link Before Dead, because I said, let me just get them out too to prevent attacks from them so I don't have to pay attention to them. Yeah, still not ready, but eventually I'll get ready to free up this village. DontTalk actually has it built. He has a custom written script to build a nice looking town. Right now, all the schools are training. So the schools are relentlessly training serfs, but not recruits. But at this point, I felt like it was a co-op map because the schools were actually working now. Yeah, just nothing too interesting with me luring out. If you want to see the replay, you can. And just download it as well as this version of the remake if you don't have it. For those who don't know and keep seeing videos of this and see that there's a more recent version out, I'm intentionally, consistently using this version so that I only require that you have one extra version to see my replays in, because a new version can come out tomorrow and then the next day and so forth. So that's why I'm playing in this version for those who are wondering. I wanted to kill the crossbowmen in their home, but it's better just to take them out because of the surrounding villages that defend. And this watchtower here, I didn't empty it yet, and this crossbowman group maybe will start to defend them too. So I just brought them out. I think by peacetime I might have produced, I don't know, I guess we can see in the stats how many knight I produced. with this town. It's just, you know, the bare minimum iron production, even though there's more iron available. I'm just gonna build a iron smithy and a weapon smithy to kind of catch up because my swords were a little behind. But then they, of course, the weapon smithies are going to get ahead of the armor smithies. And now I already lured them out over here. Maybe I can show that. This is all it takes. Yeah, that's it. So I'll get back to once the village is freed up and it becomes alive and the AI ally starts to build. And I'll go back to it after they built some so you can see it. DontTalk's work. Yeah, but this is an effort here I did to just continually kill these serfs, and I have the units there. It really put a tax even on this village here because units from him, if I click on him and click on the AI ally, there's red here. So it taxes him. Makes things easier. I'll go to 1 hour now just to show the resources perhaps. Really not much to talk about. Just okay with everything. Corn, I only had 4 farms, so not even 200 because the 4th one was built late. I didn't trade anything for corn. It's just raw corn production. Timber, I guess, is the one to look at. A good spam would be 400 timber, but with all these trees it could have been more than 400. I didn't even have 250. I'm not going for leather troops anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I did build this weapons workshop, and I'm going to build a second one later to trade axes for horses. I'm still keep this running, and there's my second inn. By the end of the game, I will have trained 63 knight in total. About an hour, the total equipped army so far for me is 16 knight. So it's not a lot. I started iron late. I only had 1 stable, so that explains it. But I had the town hall too. And I also had an AI ally. But I could have built better, but probably not much better. Alright, so what I want to do, if you didn't see in my Bore of Life video of late, my hour and 33 minute and 55 second win, when I took 2 pikemen and killed a group of 5 crossbowmen, but I left the leader alone. Basically what I'm going to do is I don't want these crossbowmen to rotate. So I'm going to come in here and lure out, before I get to them though, I'm going to lure out this group, and then this group is going to replace them after they're gone. I'm going to come and kill the crossbowmen. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to kill them so that the leader is left in his original spot on the map. He doesn't move and he doesn't get killed. So he doesn't move and he doesn't get killed. That temporary movement doesn't matter. If the entire group gets shifted or offset because he got hit, then that's going to cause the groups of crossbowmen to rotate. Or if he gets killed, it's going to cause the groups of crossbowmen of the entire player to rotate. The ones of less priority, less than this one, and including that one. So that way I can come in here and the way I did it, as you can see, is I have them shoot at a unit first, then kill them with another unit. While they're shooting at that unit, then I can do this. I don't know if you saw, but I did it here too. These crossbowmen were focused on firing at them, so I came and just picked them off one at a time. But I leave him there, just one. He doesn't cause much damage, and I wanted to take off more from them, but it would trigger the attention of these crossbowmen, I believe, at least when there was 4 of them, so I just left them alone. 3's okay. I might take off another one, but at this point I freed up this AI ally, and I also freed up this one, so they start out normal. I'll show the villages later on once they build more. But DontTalk put a lot of time and effort into making these. If you see the script, the big majority of the script is just these towns being built. The AI doesn't build well, as many of you know, but when you script them to build, then they can build exactly like a human player will. For the most part, I mean, there are limitations and all, but it's much better than the default building. Nothing really different with my town right now. I'm trading axes for horses. And I kept my stables running because I do need horses. This is just a supplement, but I will be building a 3rd bakery and a mill for food. So I came in here, I didn't show it, but I came in here and did a Link Before Dead to start getting the non-ranged units out of here. I want to kill the serfs. They don't have many serfs in here, but they're going to be killed over here by these vagabonds, because some are going to be coming to feed the troops. But so the point is, once I don't see any and hear any more, then that's a good thing for me. And the schoolhouses stop running, even if there are still some serfs left, because I can just kill them from outside. I don't need to risk any of my units' lives killing them, waiting for them to come back in here and kill them when they're back in here. But I'm going to go for the left player now too, because the serfs are dying in the right player's village. These crossbowmen don't really have a defense radius at all. These will though. So you have to watch that if you play this map. And these do, but not very much of one. You can see from the map. But what I'm going to do is, these serfs are in the way. This player, serf count is 45, so it's not a whole lot. And some of them are actually, if we check again, some of red serfs are here, which is this player's color currently, because I have ally enemy checkbox X'd. So there's 45 serfs, but not all of them are here. So I figured to empty these towers. The towers on the right belong to the right player, as you can see that they're in red right now. But these belong to this player. I know that these towers therefore are not going to get refilled, so it was an advantage for me to get rid of the stones in these towers when I want to come destroy these buildings later. I knew these were going to get refilled, but it's enough that it would get the serfs out of this little aisle here so that I can make my way through with my vagabond to do a Link Before Dead to get the non-ranged units out. Now I didn't do it yet, but yeah, now it worked. Now I can go through. But that's how I freed that up. And I made an effort to have him die there to get rid of them. Same old stuff. Just look at the defense radius. Try to do the maximum damage with the unit. Make every life that you lose count to the max. And that also got them out too. From down here, player 10. Alright, but anyway, the serfs count for the left player is going to eventually go down. I'm going to probably need to make another Link Before Dead sacrifice, yes. But now the attack at 1 hour and 15 minutes from the scripted barbarians is going to come. And I at first had my knight here, but then I moved them over here because they go after the nearest unit. Now what's unique about this is that even though normally I can see which unit in particular they're after with the experimentation, using the debugging menu or whatever to figure it out, or just plain experimentation, and just detach him from the group and let them kill him, then they'll be on their merry way. What they would do is, because he was connected to the group to begin with, this is what I think it is. It may have something to do with the script. I've never seen this before, but I had to let all of the vagabond die, or I should say feed the beast, for them to leave me alone. So that was a little frustrating to have that loss, but it is what it is, and it was only one attack. There won't be another attack after this well into an hour and a half, which at that point was close to the end of this game. So, stubborn player. The schools are training serfs like a co-op map, even though it's not a co-op map. But they didn't train recruits like that, like I mentioned earlier. So it was a little frustrating to not have that challenge. But DontTalk does say that they do increase productivity as time goes on the map to kind of give you a chance. Even though he says this map is still too hard and unbeatable, but you know, that was for casual players probably. And I would say so. I was gonna go for the laborers, but there's still time for that. So what I'm gonna do now is, now that the serfs are dead for both sides pretty much, I want to go for the town hall. I don't want to destroy completely, but I want to get out the crossbowmen in the meantime, I guess. That's what I'm doing right now. This group of crossbowmen and this group, like I mentioned earlier, have a defense radius. So you want to get them out. So I unintentionally got them out because I wanted to get these knights out. So I said, let me just do it for that side too. It doesn't hurt anything, and starts to empty up this player. They still have recruits in their barracks. Maybe not the left one. Yeah, not the left one, but the right one. And when I first killed this player, they had recruits in the right one and not the left one. So it was backwards. But these two players are mirror images of each other pretty much, right? Obviously. Alright, so I'm just getting out these crossbowmen and bring him to my orange player. It's not too much for him to handle at a time. And right now, these knights are actually from this village. I didn't intentionally want to bring them here, but it happened that when they were coming this way, they got picked off by the ranged units and then came straight up. So I'm going to show that. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned that in 1 hour and 23 minutes, both of these side players are going to send an attack wave of knights. All I need to do is not kill the player, just delay the attack. So I just do this. Do a link before dead. And at this point, my AI trap or fly trap has changed. I moved it over here. And it's very important that you know if you want to move a fly trap, that means that the unit inside, he should have no reason to die except for starvation if you do it right. But when it comes down that he's dying from starvation, you don't want to just let him die from starvation and have him linked to them in an alternate fly trap. You have to actually destroy the fence first, then link them to the units and the next fly trap. And so you're going to have to pause a little bit before you can move the fly trap in that way, but that's just a thing to note. And right now, this AI ally player that I unlocked is making progress, but he never makes a barracks, probably because I have my woodcutters here and trees. This is where DontTalk had the barracks to be built, and it was blocking it, so it never got built. This side, he will eventually build a barracks though, because I didn't interfere with his building at all. But anyway, again, I'm just doing a link before dead and getting out, not just the knight that were going to come attack me anyway, because their defense radius is pretty big, the attackers is pretty big. But it also gets out some pikemen, so it's a bonus that I have. And it was a vagabond, so I could have came and hit the crossbowman here and maybe would have got more non-ranged unit groups out. But it was a vagabond, and these are a lot of crossbowmen. I didn't want to reload saves for that. I really didn't. Maybe one save to do that. And on this side, I guess you saw the knight just now. He explored the land ahead of time. But that's all I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, and that's enough to get them out and delay the attack from this side. So anyway, that's why they were coming up here, and I didn't mean for this to happen. They probably, if there was no ranged units here, they would have just come around in this direction, but maybe they would have tried to come up this way. I don't know. They're lazy, right? They always take the path of least resistance, no matter how stupid it is. Even your units. You have to always babysit. I know there's one YouTube user that he says babysitting episode 1, babysitting episode 2. You know, it is, right? That's what this game's all about, is babysitting. And even when you're in multiplayer, especially with r147m56s, where the serfs are retarded, you have to really do some babysitting. The builders need to do things in a certain way to make up for the stupidity of the serfs. Alright, but anyway, I have 2 knight in here. I'm going to draw out the crossbowmen like I did in Border of Life. And the video of late, the 1 hour and 33-minute and 55-second win. Just trying to hit some, not all of them. This is a tight spot, and I have 2 knight. I can do this in 2 tries, not 1. Why not? I can do it in 1, but why do that when you don't need to? And now that the crossbowmen are leaving, I can now come destroy the town hall here because they were in the way. The crossbowmen here would fire at my knight here, and if not here, when I was trying to shake off the tower, they would kill them. Or if I would try to block this road from serfs refilling the towers, they would kill them. So now that they're gone, I can now go and aim to destroy the town hall, but before I do, I need to get the non-ranged units out, and what way easier to do it than with a rogue. And just do a link before dead, in which he got killed by the tower. At this time, my knight production was at an all-time high. I have a group of 30. It's not 30 yet, but it will be in a short while. See, 30. There we go. In addition to what I already had, this is a new group. And I'm just going to take half of them. I'm gonna lose some to these towers, so I could have reloaded more saves and had a better result, but I was kind of ready to finish this map at this point. I lost a vagabond there unnecessarily too. I was trying to shake off the towers, and I could from over there for my knights, but what I want to do is I'm gonna stop at 4 hit points and just leave it there. Because if I don't start attacking the buildings immediately after it's destroyed, the barbarians are going to come harass my units again. The game is pretty much over. all I need to do is, you're gonna see me distribute my mounted units on most of the buildings, and once they're all ready, then I'm going to destroy the town hall with the 2 rogues, and now immediately start attacking. And they're going to be coming soon enough. The wave is going to be coming, but by that time the houses are going to be destroyed before they even can make contact with the first unit. And maybe you noticed, or maybe you didn't, but as soon as I destroy the town hall, it said time till resurrection 15 minutes. So the resurrection is going to happen in this tomb. In the meantime, in waiting, I'm just going to show the AI village here. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even notice it before, but yeah, okay, he does produce troops at some time before he gets killed by the barbarians, who are I mean, they're pretty strong when they come, because they have the extra hit point advantage 25% of the time. So that means they just go straight through them. See, wow. Yeah, if the resurrection was like a few minutes before now, that they don't get killed, then maybe it would be more realistic and it would make more sense than the way it is now in version 1.5. But DontTalk doesn't have it on Knight's Tavern. It's not going to put it on there anyway. So he gave this map to me just in private, but he told me I can share it with this strategy of the fly traps, even if the barbarians 100% of the time got a hit point advantage, and even if one hit from them would kill a unit, even if that was scripted into them that they would have ultimate power, it wouldn't matter, because I never make contact with them. I just lure them to the fly trap with a ranged unit. So he dies with the link before dead, but that's it. Yeah, the fly trap is still alive right now, so the blue players are not going to attack me yet. But here come those barbarians. The map is slowing down at this point. I think the fly trap, no, the fly trap is still there. I don't know why it would start slowing down. I'm just waiting, you know, almost there. You heard the thunder? How about that? So you can sit here like I did and watch this knight go and kill every single troop and also villager that's not in a house by 3 hours and 12 minutes. So you can have fun with that, and that's basically this map in a nutshell. Overall, it was a fun map, a nice building location. I always have fun trying to make efficient farms, even if they look weird. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.